Hello and welcome to my first on location JHN travels. This is New Zealand and this is the wonderful Akaroa. Here we go. So just before I kickstart this first episode on location of JHN travels, I'm going to tell you what's coming up in this episode. Firstly, I'm going to be exploring the wonderful Akaroa and swim with the world's smallest dolphin situated down there in that lake. I'm also going to be exploring Christchurch, the capital of the South Island of New Zealand, and Christchurch will also continue on to the second episode. So this is Akaroa and Christchurch, my first half a week in New Zealand. Take a look at this. This is day 2 and I'm here in Akaroa. Behind me there is a lovely lake. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and the story behind it and the history behind this lovely town in a minute. But just beforehand, I want to apologise that I didn't appear on day 1, which technically was yesterday, which was Tuesday. And the reason why, I was jet lagged completely. So I've been travelling for over a day and a half on all sorts of planes, 3 different flights, nice flights, big planes, but I completely got jet lagged. So I got to my first hostel after getting lost and getting the bus and etc. And when I got there was a nice comfy bed and I fell asleep pretty much at 7 o'clock. So it was a nice comfy evening after a hell of a lot of flying and jet lag. But look behind me and look at the views. We've got resident cows here as well. Yes, this is Akaroa. The story behind it is a small fishing village just off of Christchurch, 90 minutes away, and Christchurch being the capital of the South Island. And you can join me in Christchurch over the next couple of days when I get back from here in Akaroa, and I'll be explaining and exploring that. However, if you look behind me, you'll see there's a huge ditch, a big hole where the lake's formed. And that happened from a giant eruption, making this place the most important place in the world for 3 years, millions of years ago. So basically the edges that you can see now on the mountains were originally the top of this volcano, the crater, and it completely exploded in a huge eruption and threw out all of the magma, and what was left was a big caldera hole. And what that is where all of the ash and the top rock layer on the crater was blown off by the eruption, put into a huge ash cloud which covered the world in a horrible dark place, and what was left is a big hole that is now covered in by this beautiful lake, Akaroa. So day 2, I started off in Christchurch, got up in the morning from the hostel, I got the bus, the Akaroa shuttle, got here, explored a little bit down there, and I'm now at a hostel called Onuku Farm, and it's a lovely little place, people really friendly, and it's typical New Zealand, very old world, a bit outdated, but very friendly people and an amazing place. Now I was speaking to the manager of Onuku Farm where I'm staying tonight, and he was saying that a little while back there was a massacre that happened in Akaroa, and the Northern Maori came in with rifles. No one knew who gave them the rifles, but they then massacred all of the South Island Maoris, and that means that here now in Akaroa there's hardly any Maori left. However, they are living in this place called Onuku, so it's a very small village with only about 10 houses. Most of them are Maori, and then obviously we have the hostel as well, but it's a very quite small individual settlement outside the main Akaroa, about a mile or 2 down the road. So below me down there is the little village of Onuku, and if you look over here along the mountainsides of Akaroa, what you'll see is there's not many trees. In fact, many years ago the timber industry here was amazing. In fact, 97% of these hills were covered in timber, including teak, which is a type of wood that was cut down and traded. However, many years later this whole timber industry has been exhausted, and now a tiny percentage of the trees remain from what they did many years ago. at just over 1,500 feet above the wonderful Akaroa and its smaller township of Onuku. Here will be the perfect place to end this part. However, there's still loads to come, including the dolphin swim, which I'm going to be giving you some more information about, including some GoPro footage of that. And I'm also going to be trying to end this video right up there on that peak. It's unbelievable how quiet it is at about 2,000 feet above the lake of Akaroa. And tomorrow I'm going to be in that lake swimming with dolphins, the world's smallest dolphins, called Hector's dolphins, and they are one of the most rarest dolphins in the world, only being situated around here in Akaroa's lakes. And not only, just like normal dolphins such as the bottlenose, where stories go that they protect people from sharks, this dolphin wants to come up and swim with you. They're very small, growing to about 1 metre long, but I'm going to get into the water and hopefully, if all goes to plan, these guys will just swim around you, come to meet you. As benches go, I don't get much better than that one there, because you get a view of the whole of Akaroa's lake on that side, but you also get a great view that way to the ocean as well. And after a long walk, it's nice to sit down. Hello and welcome to Christchurch. This is day 4 now, and I'm here in Hagley Park, and you take a look around. You can see the lovely mountains in the background over there, the giant trees over that side, and it's a lovely green area right in the middle of the city. And the reason I'm here on my first day in Christchurch is that this park, I feel, sums up New Zealand, or at least what I've experienced of it so far, because if you look around, it's nice and relaxed, it's quiet, it's laid back, it's very green. Everywhere you go there's trees down the streets, there's parks, lots of little parks. This is the main one here, and you can see wherever you look there's geography as well, the mountains over there in the background. So this is a lovely little place, a lovely park. There's a golf course behind me, mountains, trees. It's really a lovely place right in the middle of the city centre, and you wouldn't imagine you're in the middle of the city centre by looking at this park. The roads are really quiet. There's not a bib in sight, unlike London, which you get every second. So it is lovely, relaxed, and a friendly atmosphere here. So there you have it, Hagley Park, and here's a few photos of the Botanic Gardens right in the centre of this park. Here we go. Here I am ending this video on this amazing walk, the end of it in Akaroa. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. This was the start of my journey, my first half a week exploring Akaroa, its smaller township of Onuku, and the amazing Christchurch, my first day there. However, Christchurch will continue, as I said, into the next episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed this first episode of JHN Travels, and if you did like it, then please do give it a like. If you want to see more, then comment below, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And I'm just going to end on this last view. Welcome to New Zealand. I've got 7 more videos to come in New Zealand where I tour it, and then I'll be moving on to Fiji, Australia and South Africa. Hope you're enjoying JHN Travels. This was the first episode on location, and an amazing one it is. Thank you so much for watching.